Hey, what's up guys? This is Brandon for the Wiser Economizer. The other week when I made a video, I told you guys that I would be covering this Predator generator, and today we're going to go over it. I'm going to give you a little walk around of the thing. I'll move the camera around as we go. To start off with, the starting watts of this unit is 4375 or 3500 running watts. I'm going to go across the control panel here, and well, I'm calling it a control panel, but I should just call it a front panel. You're going to have your low oil light. That'll shut down your engine if your oil is too low. You got your on and off switch. You got a cigarette lighter style DC port and a breaker for it, rated at 8.3 amps. You got your two breakers for your AC over here. These ones are 120 volt GFI outlets rated at 15 amps apiece. For the GFI to work though, if you see the warning label here, the unit does have to be grounded. But I primarily bought this unit for using the normal 120. And then you have a 240 plug there as well. I'm going to move you guys over to the side. I'm not going to do a whole lot of editing. I added a wheel kit that includes the handle that's shown there. It has a pin, so you can put your handle in two different positions, one of which is up, the other of which is stowed. Right like that, pretty easy. Just a standard style detent pin. Go ahead and put that back in. There's not much to show you on the this side or the back that's going to be of much interest. We'll move around to this other side. Right here on the left by the air box and carburetor, you're going to have your choke switch. That way is choked. That way is run. You have your fuel valve. That way is off. That way is on. And then your normal recoil pull start cord. Come back around to the front. The reason why I got this generator, I've done a bunch of research on them. For my setup, this is big enough for me to run my refrigerators and my sump pump in my basement during storm times. I happen to live in an area with, that gets a little bit of rainfall, a lot of rainfall, and it's kind of important to be able to run my sump. If not, I'll end up with a flooded basement. So that was the primary reason for purchasing this, and backup on my food storage. I missed going over the top. I guess I can do that real quick. Right there's your fuel gauge. I filled this up halfway. Fuel capacity on this is 4 gallons. And then if you take off your fuel cap, get a little strainer in there for catching debris. At half capacity, the manual says that you'll get 16 hours of run time off of 4 gallons of fuel. Back you up a little more. Talk about price. You're looking at $379 for retail on it. I paid $329. I had a $50 off coupon. Let's talk about weight. You're looking at 99 pounds of dry weight, about 25 pounds for your gasoline, 25.2, 9.5 for your wheel kit, and about a pound or so for the capacity of oil that it takes. So that brings you out to a total weight, a total wet weight of about 134 pounds. So you're definitely going to want the wheel kit. Now they sell two different wheel kits. There's the big wheel kit like I got, that's a 10-inch kit. that is $49.99. There's a smaller kit that they sell, $29.99. If you're maybe moving around on flatter surfaces and stuff like that, it might be a good choice for you. Like I was saying, $29.99. I live in an area where I have like a gravel driveway, and my yard's not the flattest, so I think the bigger wheel kit, is a better choice for most people. All right. I do want to tell you guys about my experience with buying this thing. When I got it, the first thing it tells you here is to fill with gas and then add engine oil. But if you go to the quick starting guide and you read the more in-depth stuff, it says check oil and fuel. If needed, fill as shown. So I added fuel and I checked the oil dipstick and I tried to start the thing, and I pulled on it about 4 or 5 times before I realized this light was illuminating as I was trying to start the unit. At which time I added a little bit of oil and the thing took right off on me. Not a problem. The other thing too, I know this is really simple, but just kind of like a complacency thing. A second time I had issues starting it, and I pulled the cord 4 or 5 times and it wouldn't start, and I had it flipped in the off position. So 2 small things to pay attention to. I know they're really simple, but kind of in the heat of the moment or whatever, this could be little things that you overlook and then you kind of laugh about them later. Other than that, this thing's been a real champ. It started so easy for me every single time. Typically, if I flip it over and put the choke on, turn the fuel on, and make sure that switch is on, and pull and it starts on the first start. Engine turns over a couple times and I'm flipping the choke off and it just takes right off. So I've been pretty happy with that. What else can I talk about? They included some tools. If maybe you're just starting out and you don't have a good set of tools or whatever, that could be useful to you. So you've got a socket wrench, an open-ended wrench, and a Phillips screwdriver for anything that you might need to service on there. Also, they included a high altitude kit. Talking about the wheel kit, the parts that came in it were enough to complete the installation for the wheel kit, but they were missing some washers, and they ended up giving me an extra bolt for the handle up there. I thought that was kind of weird. Maybe a guy at the factory is having an off day or something. Also, I think it's kind of important to show you guys what else should go along with the generator, what else should go along with it. I'm not planning on backfeeding into my house. I'm planning on running a separate extension cord to each item that I'm going to run. So I purchased 2 extension cords to use with this unit. Finally bought some good ones. I've always used real cheap ones like these. This guy that's all twisted up here that handed it down to me, and this one here, these cheap 16 gauge kind of light duty homeowner cords. Instead, I went with 12 gauge cords. I debated for a long time about getting 10 gauge, but with the price and the power rating, it didn't make sense. These outlets are only rated for 15 amps, and my the lot that I live on here is only like 160 long. So with these cords that I got over here on the right, they're 12 gauge, and they're 100 foot long, and they're rated for 15 amps, which matches up with what that unit's rated for. So there'll be sufficient enough to be able to plug anything in for my property, for my garage, because a 100-foot cord will more than reach anything from the center of my property. Also, I bought a dedicated fuel can, which I did a video on the other week. This is just something I'm doing. I'm not saying it's the correct thing to do. When I bought the fuel, I stabilized it, and I put a little tag on here so I know when I need to use it by. According to Stable, you're good for 2 years. The generator recommends that you buy ethanol-free fuel. So no E85. It's probably bad for the carb anyways. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching my channel. Don't be afraid to like, share, and subscribe.